We've got a sampling of people here from the movie. Now, there's other people that worked on the movie that are here. Will you raise your hand if you worked on the movie? And let's give a round of applause to everyone here that worked on this. So you already met Lamari, the doll, and then this is Patricia De Leon. Why don't we go down, tell how you got involved with the movie and what role you played in the movie.
Okay, I played the Chinese killer. I guess we started shooting on Monday, and on Wednesday, the week before, I got a call about the film and the offer. So it was a first in a lifetime experience like that, because usually you have to audition and audition and audition. So I am very blessed to have gotten this movie. I'm truly in love with Oklahoma and this whole world of nice people and fracking. And, also, so
you may not have heard that was just nice people.
So I played Blanca in the film.
Hello everyone. I play Dr. Hill. I'm not actually that bad of a person. You seem to be worse. He literally just came in and he's like, I didn't realize you were that mean. Look who's talking. Anyway, how I got this film. Well, we worked together previously. I worked with Lance in another film in Los Angeles, and 10 years passed by. And then all of a sudden, I get the script and the call from my agent, and he says, you know, I'll read the script and see what you think about it. I fell in love with the story and the fact that, you know, I've never really done religious stories before. And I thought that, you know, this character had a lot of depth because, you know, she goes through this. There's a reason why she's so hard with just herself and everybody else, but you know, ultimately, I think that she's so warm and so loving the inside. But so I just thought that, you know, she had so much to give. So I'm very, very blessed. It was my first time here in Oklahoma. I loved it. You know, people are just so nice. I would do that.
Hi, I'm Joe Poncito. I was one of the pilgrims. So I'm actually from Oklahoma City. I actually got this role from my, I guess, fraternity house dad at Oklahoma State. I guess Lance was venting and saying, we're about to have to rewrite this role. We don't have a big, scary Asian guy.
But more sensitive.
So I guess that's what it was. And so my house dad, Mike, he said, well, I got a guy that, I don't know if he can act or anything, but he's a bundle of personality. And so I was like, okay. And so he sends me a text and says, hey, do you want to be in a movie? I was like, what are you talking about? It's like, I haven't heard from you in a couple of years and you want to be in a movie all of a sudden. He's like, no, check this guy out. He's McDaniel, check him out. So IMDb, it's legit. And I was like, oh, okay, sweet, let's check this out. So we exchange information and I come in and, you know, I guess I have the mean, big Chinese guy look. He's like, hey, you speak Chinese, that's great. So all I do is just yell in Chinese and kill people. And I'm like,
Tell them what you did.
I did, I guess, play football is a stretch of the word. I was on the team 2000, so, you know, way back when. But I guess I had the look that you're looking for as far as a big, scary Chinese killer dude that's from Oklahoma City. I think that's all. So, but I was glad to do it, and I will do it on Harvard again. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience.
My name is Quezada, and
Good name.
and you saw the role I played, and I guess they must have watched Breaking Bad and decided they need some comic relief. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was a great experience. Again, you know, like Lamari says, it's really rare that they call you up and say, hey, we want to offer you this role of Oscar, and it's a bad guy, which I wasn't getting roles like that. I was getting cops, a lot of cop roles. And so for me to right away, you know, step out of what people expected, the characters that I was going to play, do that was a great opportunity. And again, it was something that they were going to pay me to do, which was even a better opportunity. And because I've been an actor for a long, long time, and it's really hard for us to make a living doing this. And so anytime they want to pay us to do what we love to do is a blessing to us. And so Lance, thank you so much for that blessing. Again, I have to thank all the crew for you guys out there that worked really, really hard to make that great thing happen. I really liked it. And I thought the other actors were really good and brilliant. And if you had found a better Carlos or Oscar, I mean, I'm playing Carlos now. I've just gone back on set. I'm doing another film here in Oklahoma because I love it here. It's a great place. I hope much success to your film industry and keep pushing your people as your legislator to keep your credits alive and keep fighting for the great jobs for your people here in Oklahoma. Keep doing that. And then maybe I come back and do some more movies.
Hey everybody, my name is Al Nove, and I'm from here in Oklahoma City. And I was the director of photography on this. Lance gave me a call. We've known each other for several years and always just wanted to work together. And the opportunity came up, and I was more than happy to. It was a great time. Had a great crew. I want to thank everyone for all their hard work. We just had a blast shooting this. So thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Linda Tripp, and I'm the production designer. And I ran into Lance at a wedding reception, and I have a passport, and 5 days later we went to Panama. And we took lots of pictures. Nathan and Lance and I went to Panama and came back to try and create the world here with these amazing locations and I had an amazing department and great photography, and it's a lot of hard work, but it was wonderful. Thank you, Lance, for the opportunity.
I'm Stephanie Pena, and I'm here in Oklahoma. And I've worked with Lance previously on another film, and I sing the ending credits song that was beautifully written by Graham and Lance, and so I was very lucky to be able to sing their song. And I also did some post-production voiceover work.
I'm Graham Colton. I scored the film with my writing partner Brian Webb, who's not here today. But this is my first film to score. Lance gave me the call. It was a few months before my last album came out, so I had a good window of opportunity to learn how to do this. And I'm really proud with how it came out, and I'm honored to be a part of it. Thank you.
I'm David Hanon. I was the post-production sound guy, so I was in charge of all the sound effects and cleaning up the dialogue and the final mix of the film. I worked, actually my first feature that I worked on for my own was Just Crazy Enough. So I'd worked on Lance's previous film, and he came back and said, "Do you want to work on this?" And I said, "Of course, I'd love to." And that's it.
Excellent. So I'll give a quick overview. It was a 16-day shoot. And earlier I said we shot the whole thing here in Oklahoma, and then I know it opens with aerials of Panama City. That was not Oklahoma. So what we did is Linda and our producer Nathan Gardocki, who could not be here tonight, was amazing. And so the three of us went to Panama, spent about 4 or 5 days there scouting everything. Linda basically, so when we got there, Nathan and I went to the Panama Canal because we'd already gotten cleared by the government to go look at the Panama Canal, and Linda had not been cleared. No, we did not submit her application in time. And so she said, "Well, I'll go shopping." Well, when we got home at noon, and this is the first day we're in Panama, she said, "Well, you're going to love me or fire me. Come up to my room." And I was like, "Okay." And so I went up to her hotel room. Every fabric we used, every pillow, most of the tea sets, the fruit, she had already selected 90% of the stuff that appears in that movie in the first 3 hours she was in Panama. She is the best production designer I've ever seen in my life, and it was awesome. No, it was, and the reason I want to point that out is it is a challenge to make Oklahoma look like Panama. And so what we did is basically we had great locations. Mike McDaniel and Richard Audrey here, and we used their location. We used their house as 2 or 3 different locations because it was so huge and awesome. Bill Cameron, we got to use his house as the archdiocese. And so there, with Joy Rebell is up here, and we got to use her gallery, which was wonderful, Esteban Gallery. So we got to use a lot of great places around town. But it took this crew to make it all together. So who has questions for our wonderful guests?
Okay.
Pam. Well, thank you. Thank you. They've seen it a lot. Yeah, they've seen it. So thank you very much, ma'am. Anyone else? Any questions? Yes.
Which scene was the hardest to shoot?
I'll tell you what shot was. Well, yeah. I'll let them answer that. They're all hard for me.
I guess the Frank Tostone scene was after the first day of shooting. So it's been 4 days after I got the script, and it's 4 a.m. to 10 p.m., 100 degrees, Oklahoma City, and thank God there's a Whole Foods here, so I could. Anyway, and I had fried tostones, I have to say stuff, and I have to look around, and I can't make noises, but it was just so intense.
And that was, yes. She was talking about day one. The scene that the two of them filmed was a really long dialogue scene where they're in the kitchen, and she's saying we need to tell the police, and she's saying I can't get up on my leg.
It was at the end of the day.
It was the end of the first day we were shooting, and of course, when there's so much that goes into pre-production, and it was about a 3 or 4 week pre-production. So when we're on set, we're thinking about a million different things, and she's like, so you need me to fry these without touching the pan, do this, do that. I mean, like there were 14 different things that she was doing.
It was no rehearsal. He's just, let's go.
It worked.
And I'm very expert in Frank Tostones. I'm Puerto Rican.
And stuffing yourself with it too. I'm trying to deliver the dialogue. For me, it was actually the scene where actually towards the last, where the pier, where I actually had to use the gun, and I encountered this gentleman here. And it was just extremely hot inside exactly. And that the whole fighting sequel, I mean, I think that was the hardest for us.
Mine would be the car scene. I don't roll off of cars. That's nothing that I just do. I'm like, let's roll off of the car. And the stunt coordinator said he's going to go like 15 miles an hour. I was on the hood. I was like, you're not going 15 miles an hour. So we actually, I think, just used the first take because I had no frame of reference. So I was like, let's go. And that's rolled off. So that was definitely the hardest, especially with, it being, I think that was like 4 in the morning. Yeah. And everybody was waiting on me to roll off the car before, cut for the day. I was like, oh my God. So that would be it. I don't want to roll off cars anymore.
Sure you do. For me, it was the green screen work. I'm not a big green screen kind of actor. I like being in the set. I'm very appreciative of the set and the set designers and all them people, and I love what they make you feel like you're actually there. It helps you get in the character, but when you're on a 4-square green screen, for me, it was tough, but I was very pleased on how it came out.
That was fun.
Yeah, and it looked like I was actually driving, and I was like, all right, I did that. 'Cause I was a little nervous about that, so that was a hard one for me.
I think I would have to say when we shot the massacre sequence when they're in China, it was actually at the end of the day. We had about 45 minutes left in the day that we probably shot what would take a whole day to shoot. So we were just like carving shots out of this thing. Like, okay, we could probably shoot the whole thing in 2 shots now. We just need like a kid flying and some guy shooting a gun. It really had like this intricate shot list of hundreds of shots, and it turned like, they're gonna walk out there and just get mowed down. So I think that was probably the most difficult thing to do. So.
Oh, where do I begin? The building CMR, which was a former bank building where we had the nuncio's office, the police station, and both darkrooms. It's a building down on 6th and Classen, and we were like, oh, this is awesome because we can build 4 sets here, yada yada yada. And they said we'll have the air conditioner on 3 days ahead of time. Got there, air conditioner doesn't work, freight elevator didn't work. And so all that furniture, our sets were on the 2nd floor. So everything, all those big metal tank desks that weigh a ton went into a little tiny skinny elevator. kids that worked, they worked their tails off. It was hot and sweaty and moving crap. So it was that, we got it done, but it was like, oh my God, I've never sweat so much in my life.
Well, Stephanie, tell me.
I mean,
So, because Stephanie was cast.
I was cast as Pilar initially, and beautiful work, everybody, by the way. And so yeah, it was just hot, but you just smile, and then of course the work that got to see and I got to do comfortably in the studios. So thank you, Jerome.
Guess what was the hardest part about doing music that's different than your own?
Oh yeah, that was the hardest part because Lance, not only was this my first movie to do music for and score, but Lance called me and said, by the way, you need to make Panamanian music. So I quickly went to iTunes and YouTube and Google. And I think that I started actually scoring it before shooting had stopped.
Yes.
So a lot of what I did was I watched the dailies as they came in, and I visited set one day and met a bunch of great people. And really, I just tried to do my thing. I know that sounds weird, that maybe is not how I'm supposed to do it as a musician, but I just kind of had to rely on why Lance chose me to do it and put myself in the movie. And I think it worked out pretty good. So. I'm trying to think of what was unpleasant. I don't know. There's all sorts of little problems that I deal with, but at the end of the day, I love what I do, so I can't. I was never on set. That was the best part. I don't know. Late nights, I guess. I love working on films. So.
Thanks. Other questions? Yes.
Hi, Lance. My name is Melissa Sue. Thank you so much, Lance. Congratulations to everybody. I am Mexican, Latina producer, director, writer, and knowing that an American, producer, director, and writer decided to make a Latin film, it talks really highly of you. And thank you so much for paying attention to the Latino community. And this was great. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I do really appreciate that. But the credit for that goes back to Kathleen Rooney. Kathleen Rooney had a vision that she wanted to make a movie. She wanted to make a movie about faith and the challenges that the Catholicism specifically was facing in China at the time. And she also wanted to make a movie about really strong, fabulous Latino women. And so I had seen the script a year before, and we talked about it. And so we were talking for 6 months before we signed on. And we went and met with Kathleen in Washington, D.C., and we're like, so why do you want to make this particular movie? And she goes, I really want to empower Latina women. And I'm like, well then great, we're on board. And we can figure out the details, but if that's the goal, awesome. That's something that we would love to be a part of. And so luckily we had amazing lead actresses that really brought, and it was a luxury of ours to have Patricia, especially because she's from Panama. And so it did help all of us having someone from Panama that was like, yeah, that's the right fruit. That's it was interesting how impressed she was by Linda's work. And I think the other thing we were trying to show is that we've got amazing crews here in Oklahoma, and we only had one person that wasn't from Oklahoma that worked on the crew. It was a script supervisor from LA, and she's great. But every other person that worked on this is from Oklahoma, and we believe that Oklahomans can make any type of movie. And one of our goals with this was it doesn't have to be a Western set in Alba. It can be set in Panama. It can be a thriller. It can be a lot of things. And if you see the Oklahoma movies that are here, The Post-Human Project, Army of Frankenstein, and Rough Cut, they're all very, very different, and they're different visions coming out of different parts of Oklahoma. And so we were thrilled to be a part of something that looked and felt very different than we were seeing maybe here in Oklahoma. So that was a really good, a luxury that we all got to be a part of because of Kathleen.